Greetings everyone, welcome to Just Advanced, and this game was played in St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. I don't remember the round number, but I guess it was something after 9 because this is from day 2, and Gukesh is playing with the black pieces against Wesley So with the white pieces. Wesley had beaten Gukesh in day 1, and Gukesh is definitely here for revenge because he has been playing spectacular chess. Out of the 3 rounds, he has 2.5 points. If he wins this, sorry, out of the 2 rounds, he has 1.5 points, and if he wins this, then he's gonna have 3.5 or 2.5 out of 3. And I'm just gonna reveal the score here because out of the 4 rounds he scored 3.5. That's absolutely spectacular in day 2, in day 2 kind of levels. But this game is absolutely amazing, and I'm really excited to show you. So without further ado, let's start with this game. Hit e4 by Wesley. We have e5 going for the king spawn, opening knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to b5 going for the roll pace, knight to f6, and just d3. And we have bishop to c5 going for the Berlin defense. We have c3, castles, and just rook to e8. Now knight bd2, a6, and now most likely what we normally see in lines of roll pace. And here we have bishop back to a4, b5, but just bishop to b3, but now just going for bishop to e6. Not bishop all the way back, that's very nice. h3, and now just h6, rook to e1, and now just going for bishop to e6. And this is a very fine line in this position because you could go for this knight to f1 right away, but after bishop captures, a captures, and now just going for d5, immediately striking in the center, you could just capture. E captures, knight captures, and maybe after going for bishop to e3, you would play knight captures, and here after knight captures, now most likely bishop captures. Bishop captures is something that's not favorable in this position because that bishop is very strong. You don't want to trade it for the piece, and if you do, I mean, you get this position where well, white is simply just better, a little bit better, but still better, because this bishop is very important in these lines, and if you don't want to draw, you would rather want to keep it. And if you don't trade in this position, then you could also go for a move like queen to d7, trying to double up. But there are very, very amazing tactics in few of these lines. Let's say you go knight to g4, and like a move like f6 comes, because this structure is very, very nice and there is no issue with the structure. But let's say you play queen to c2. Normal, seems like a normal developing move, right? But the position is so amazing in this that if you would dare want to try in this position, like a move like rook a d8 seems like a very normal move, no issues. But you have to understand there are very light square weaknesses in this position. And let's say rook a d8 seems like a normal move, no issues, but you see the bar jump. You know why that is? Because here d4, and now your entire position just collapses because e captures. But if you go for e captures, now comes knight captures on f6. This is absolutely beautiful play because here after g captures, you have this queen to g6, and if you try to block, then just rook captures, queen captures, and you're just down the gate down rook, not down a rook but down the exchange, but completely losing. There is no way you can survive this match. And yeah, there are amazing tactics in these positions, so you have to be very much careful. This is just one of the lines, one of the crazy lines that I wanted to show you. If people around you play like that, so you could actually punish them for it. But here after bishop to c2, we have this d5, and now just comes queen to e2, bishop to b6, but now just e captures, knight captures by Gukesh. We have knight back to f1, bishop to f5, and here Wesley just goes for bishop to d2. You can see that Wesley's pieces are a little bit constricting, and Gukesh has a clear target in this position. So it could be very, very good for black. Here queen to d7, but now just comes rook a d1. We have rook a d8, bishop to c1, and now just b4. This b4 is a very beautiful move, saying that your pawns are weak. If you capture, my knight jumps in, and or my knight jumps in, there is absolutely nothing you can do about this. And Wesley goes for bishop back to b2 because definitely you just want to put some pressure in, and maybe just not allow all of these things. But as b captures, again, there's a lot of pressure on this pawn. And amazingly enough, Gukesh goes for the best move here, bishop to a5, just targeting this pawn. And how are you actually defending it? Do you want to push, allow more trades, and create a permanent weakness in your camp, or do you want to play bishop to a4? Bishop to a4 is a very great move here. But for some reason, Gukesh didn't see it all the way through, and in this position, Gukesh actually went for bishop captures on c3, which is not a good move because here you have a very amazing tactic. You wanna do it, you can do it. Pause the video right here and try it out. But I'm just gonna show it because here after rook to c1, your position is not very good. You have to understand that this bishop cannot come back because queen is taking it square, and there is no way to defend this knight, and this pin is actually causing all of these issues here. Knight to f4 was tried, but just bishop captures on f4, e captures. And for this tactic to actually exist, once you move the bishop, it's very important you play queen to d1, because once you play queen to d1, you get rook captures, knight captures, bishop captures, and you have all the time in the world to play this queen caps on e1, because the pin is still existing, and there is no actual way to defend that knight. So in this position, I mean, even if you can get, if even if this pawn wasn't here and you could get this in, this was still coming. So position would have been absolutely lost. But you could go for like queen captures on d3, and after bishop captures you'll get some compensation, but it is obviously not enough, and you're most likely going to be losing this game. You're a complete piece up. I mean, that's just absolutely absurd. But here after e captures, Wesley thought queen to d1 and queen to c2 are the same thing and there will be no issues, but Wesley was really, really wrong. And yeah, top grandmasters make all sorts of mistake. I mean, if you think that bishop caps on c3 was a mistake, wait till you see what Wesley plays, because Wesley in this position goes for queen to c2, and that's complete turnaround of the position. And Gukesh takes charge, rook captures on e1, knight captures, and now comes bishop captures on e1. He plays bishop captures on c6, but now comes queen to e6, guarding the bishop, and now you are in a lot of trouble, because the tactic didn't work out because of your queen to c2, and now you don't have enough. And well, Gukesh has all the time in the world and he is up a pawn, so in a completely winning position, and you have another pawn which is a very insane dangling pawn which is going to be captured at any moment. So I know this pawn is weak as well, but still black's position is much better. Bishop to e4 now, but here just bishop to a5, and now we have queen to c5, just targeting both of these pieces, and now just goes for bishop caps on e4, queen caps on a5, and rook caps on d3. So now in this position, technically I know this is a double pawn, but black is up 2 pawns. Here f3 was played, but now just bishop caps on f3. This is total dominance. Even if you play a move like that, you're completely fine. Endgame is completely winning for you, no issues to go fancy. But well, Gukesh was feeling fancy that day and he went for it. Here g captures, rook captures on f3, and now comes this queen captures on c7. But queen captures completely blunders because it's a mate in 7 moves. Queen to g6 check, king moves, and now rook caps on h3. Here knight to h2 was played, and Gukesh goes for this amazing few seconds on the clock, but he goes for this queen to e4 check. And it was on this move, on move 34, that a super grandmaster, Wesley So, resigned the game in just 34 moves against Gukesh, and Gukesh got his second revenge. And Gukesh got, I mean, not his second, but another revenge, because he Wesley beat him in day 1 and he beat Wesley in day 2. So that's absolutely amazing. It's a mate in 4. If you want to see it, I could show it to you. Just king to g1 you go, and here after rook to g3 check, you cannot go back. So I mean, you cannot go back, so you have to go here. Once you go here, you get this queen to d3 check, and now what do? There is not much place not much things you can do. You have to go into f2. Now once you go here, this would be actually checkmate. So yeah, that was the game. And Wesley played it spectacularly up until he missed that tactic. And I mean, Gukesh even played it good. There was no issue with the bishop to a5, but after he captured, I think that was the problem. But yeah, amazing game. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with games like these, so do stay tuned in the channel, and so it will help you keep updated of all these games. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you very much for watching.